Well, anytime it rains, parts of the major highway which links Cape Coast, Takoradi and neighboring Côte d'Ivoire become impassable as it is covered with rainwater and sand washed down from the hills in the area. Commuters spend many hours in traffic before getting to their destination. Maxwell Ogbagba has the latest of our Floods of Trauma series.
It is just minutes after torrential rains here in the Greater Accra region. The usual chaotic scene is back on the Weija Atala section in the area close to the toll booth on the Accra-Takoradi highway. Parts of the road is flooded again. Here, I've met a truck driver, Issa Halidu. He slept in his car overnight after his truck got stuck in the silt on the road.
We said that we should pack small and wait. Other the rain will cut off, then we move. After 30 minutes, yes, then happen. Wow. After that, we will come back to remove all these things.
The issue is a big one, but as I'm saying, since we cannot focus on everything.
I have now met a concerned resident, Nana Kwesi Jana Pentin. He's always on the edge anytime he's not at home and there are signs of rain. He's befuddled how a major road like the Accra-Takoradi highway will be left to get flooded anytime it rains without any intervention from city authorities.
The experiences people go through here are just horrid. When it rains a little, it just has to drizzle. It brings huge traffic, but that is just the beginning. That traffic, even after the rain, continues because there's a pile of sand that comes from up the hill. Because the problem is that clearly, I'm not an expert, but you don't have to be an expert to see that it's a very unstable kind of area in terms of the soil and the land and everything. So it every time it rains, there's this huge erosion and it brings boulders and rocks and gravel and everything, and it takes weeks to clear. So what we suffer on the day of the rain is just the beginning of the story. What is worse is that what people probably don't realize is that this is not a local just a local issue, a local problem. This road that we are talking about serves as the entry point to Central Region, of course, to the Western Region, to Western North, and of course to Côte d'Ivoire and beyond. And a lot of the economic wealth of this country passes through here to Takoradi Harbour and all other places. But also remember tourism. We've made the Central Region for now the hub of our tourist industry, especially because of the castles and all that. And you do that and still people can't have access and go there. Go to a point where this year, if we don't do anything about it, there will be a complete cut off. And those of us who live here will simply, for days, cannot move anywhere.
Nana Kwesi Jana Pentin warns authorities to deal with the problem. Nana is not the only person concerned about the situation. Stephen Odum's pharmacy is very close to the highway and says the flooding of the area is an age-old problem. He says he has lost medication worth thousands of Ghana cedis as a result of the flood.
Well, when it's raining, the place is very terrible. You can't get access to the road. And when it happens like that, virtually there's no business for us here. I mean, people can access our pharmacy. Sometimes the rain even gets to the pharmacy, which is very terrible. And it's a problem that has been there for years. I mean, I've been here for about 13 years, and the problem was there since, and nothing has so far been done about it. It's a big problem for us. It entered my pharmacy, and then some items were destroyed. Oh yes, when it's getting to that time, we have to be prepared. We have to really get prepared. Otherwise, something bad will happen. So we have to make sure that our staffs are on tables and stuff like that, so that when we are not here and it rains, it doesn't damage our staff.
Municipal Roads Engineer for the Gassaut Municipal Assembly, Daniel Sowa, says the perennial flooding and dumping of silt on the Weija Tala section and the area close to the Weija toll booth go beyond the assembly, and that the municipal assembly cannot be blamed.
We realized that the hill over there has been taken off. The vegetation has been taken off, and because every time it rains, the downpour from the top of the hill washes the sand and put it on the road, which cause a lot of difficulties to the traveling public. But you realize that this has been a problem that has been there for years, where a material was taken from there to construct certain roads in certain parts of Accra. And after that, we need to reinstate, what was taken away by way of having the vegetation to come on. Today, as I'm talking to you right now, the issue is like the municipal assembly has given permit for people to build over there. There's no build. When you go up there, you saw there's some building down there, but those ones, there's none of them that consider they have permit to build over there. They are all living there, illegally. And because of the situation has persisted, anytime it rains, the sun, the sun washes from that place and gets to the road. There has been several interventions from several quarters. I remember the last time the road minister came here, we went up there to have a look at the situation, and the committee was formed to bring solution to this. A report was given. After today, we are just waiting. If we are now about to implement the report, we'll be waiting. But nothing has been done. And anytime it rains, the blame put at the doorstep of assembly, which the assembly doesn't have a hand in whatever is happening over there. We have spent several monies to get those works done and to clear those activities from there. In any case, that particular stretch of the road belongs to Ghana Highway Authority. There are 3 agencies that work within Ghana. Ghana Highway Authority, Department of Urban Roads, and Department of Federal Roads. And the road that link between 2 towns are managed by Ghana Highway Authority. So we also sometimes falls on them to have a look at what we need to do and solve the problem once and for all. When we look at the Atala area there, you realize that the sand also comes, from the top of where a place they call Dunkuna. It washes from that place gradually and built up, in between the Melcom, and discharge it at the SCC traffic light and just walk on the road over there. Several interventions has also been done to stop this problem. But you realize that the situation is so big that it goes beyond the assembly. The assembly doesn't have the resources to get those works done. We have fallen on some of these agencies to come and help us solve those problems. So basically, the committee that was set up by the minister to look into that problem and bring the solution to him. One of them was that we need to, cut the loose material at the lower side of the hill, and grass. That the water that will come will be devoid of the silt that normally comes with it, because the surface of the loose sand has been taken off.
Until the Gassaut Municipal Assembly and other state agencies take steps to deal with the perennial problem, commuters who use the stretch will continue to spend endless hours in traffic anytime it rains. Reporting for Joy News, Maxwell Agbagba.